So, I'd like to welcome you back to the Unfiltered American Oddities. I'm not going to lie. Today's episode is going to be a little different than the plan and the path that I have for this channel. But as a U.S. citizen, I feel like these are things that we should know before we even start to discuss anything American. Now, with the American Oddities, that title speaks for itself. So there will be things coming. Relevant, I cannot speak. I'm so sorry. There will be things coming related to the American Oddities, but for now, these episodes are coming together as we I guess, set off for our channel to get a little bit more attention, views, and then we'll get into more of the American Oddity stories. I just hope that you guys stay interested. But today we are going to be discussing the Bill of Rights, the American Amendments. Now, I'm pretty sure most of us are pretty familiar with our basic amendments, like the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and stuff like that. But today we're going to be breaking down what they really seem to be. And now, if you seem to disagree with anything I say and I mess something up, please do not hesitate to correct me in the comment section. But I guess let's get into the video, right? Give me 1 second to get some of my drink. Mountain Dew's the best. But let's break this down. What is the Bill of Rights? The Bill of Rights is a document that lists the first 10 amendments of the Constitution of the United States. It was added to the Constitution in 1791. An amendment is a change or an addition to the words written in a document. The Constitution of the United States was written and signed in 1787. It explains how the United States government works. Several states didn't want to officially approve the Constitution without a promise that information would be added about limits to the government's power. This added information became the Bill of Rights. So, now that we've broke the Bill of Rights down, why is the Bill of Rights important? Well, let me tell you. The Bill of Rights is important because the rights it includes to apply to all the people in the United States of America. Let me rephrase that, to all the United States citizens in the United States. A right is a guaranteed freedom. It cannot be taken away. And that's pretty cool. I mean, can't fail to mention that. Let's see. How does the Bill of Rights affect us today? I mean, without the Bill of Rights, the people in the United States today wouldn't be guaranteed many of the freedoms they expect. Life in many other countries around the world is very difficult than the United States. Even with the Bill of Rights, individual freedoms in the United States aren't perfectly clear. People continue to debate exactly what the words in the Bill of Rights mean in different situations in today's world. People in the United States have freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to assemble, like gather in groups, freedom to petition, ask the government to fix something or change something. Fundamental means basic. Let's see. I got the papers a little bit mixed up. It's alright, we don't need that. I'll break it down. The First Amendment, we do have it translated to modern English because it was 1791. I mean, things were different back then. People spoke differently. People spoke more proper, I guess you would say. So let's break it down. The First Amendment. There will be no established state religion, and there will be no law preventing freedom of religion. The citizens will have the freedom to speak their minds, to meet together, and bring their complaints before the government. The press will also have the freedom to say what they want without government interference. Now, when you break this down, I guess you would say you have the freedom to believe in Jesus Christ. You have the freedom to believe in Om. You have the freedom to believe in Odin. You have the freedom to believe whatever you want in the United States of America, and no one can take that away from you. That is, again, a right, not a privilege. That is guaranteed. Now, the Second Amendment, I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with that. People in the United States have the right to own guns as long as they follow the laws about them. Now, let's break that down a little bit more. Because the security of the nation depends on a well-armed populace, the people will have the right to own and use guns. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right to the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. And again, that is a right, not a privilege. They cannot take that away from you. And please know that. The Third Amendment is, I guess it wouldn't really apply to today, but and then again it could. Because it's a law, so I mean they cannot go against it. But the Third Amendment is quartering soldiers, okay? It says people do not have to let soldiers in their homes or give them food. This happened during the American Revolution, and many people wanted to make sure it wouldn't happen again. Like I was saying, that it doesn't really apply today. That was back in the Revolutionary War, so I mean, I guess it could apply, but they cannot keep house soldiers in your home and remove you away from your home because of. Quartering means to give someone a place to stay, especially soldiers, someone in command. Now moving on to the Fourth Amendment, searches and seizures. This one is very important in today's world because there is a lot of corrupt cops out there that you need to know this one. Let's break this down. The Fourth Amendment, searches and seizures. Police cannot search or take anything from anyone's property or body without a warrant. Now that's a very summarized version. Let me break this down for you. So seize means to take suddenly, okay? A warrant is a written permission from a judge. A judge signs a warrant when there's probable cause, a really good reason for thinking someone did something wrong. Somebody suspected of a crime. Now let's break this down some more. The government will not be able to search or take away anyone's documents or property without a very good reason or search warrant describing the place to be searched and the items to be taken away. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against the unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by an oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now this goes as far as even a separate property. Say you, for instance, hypothetically, you were to get pulled over and your glove compartment is locked. That is now considered a separate property. If they do not have probable cause or a search warrant and they search your glove compartment and seize something, whether it be illegal or not, that is against your rights. You can take that to the Supreme Court and fight that to the fullest. Now, let's move on to the Fifth Amendment. Rights of persons. Now, what does that mean? It says people have the right to a trial with a jury when accused of a major crime. They cannot be charged for the same crime twice. That is double jeopardy. People don't have to say anything that would get themselves in trouble. You may have heard the expression, "I plead the fifth." They cannot be sent to prison without due process of law, a fair trial. What is a jury? A jury is a group of 6 to 12 people who listen to the evidence against a person in court and decide if they're guilty or not. Now, we can break that down a little bit more if you're interested. It says nobody can be held for committing a capital offense or a felony unless they have been indicted, except in case relating to the military and wartime, or when the public is in danger. Nobody can be tried twice for the same crime, or be forced to testify against themselves, or have their life, liberty, or property taken away without due process of the law, or have their private property be taken away for public use without receiving adequate compensation. Now moving on to the Sixth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment. Rights in criminal prosecutions. People accused of a crime have the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury. People accused of crimes are entitled to an attorney and can have their own witness at trials. Witness against an accused person must face the accused in court. Public definition means not in secret. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you know the modern English language, you know that. A trial means the chance to tell your side of the story in court and to hear the side of the story of whoever is accusing you. Impartial means treating or affecting all equally. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. Let me get some more drink. The Seventh Amendment. Civil trial rights. People accused of civil crimes, crimes that have to do with more than $20 worth of money or property, have the right to a trial in front of a jury. I said of a jury. Y'all are going to make fun of me. Y'all should die in these comment sections. Of a jury. Please excuse me. No, let's explain that a little bit more. Whenever someone is being tried for a crime, they will have a speedy trial by an impartial jury made of people from the state and the district where the crime was committed. They will be informed of the charges against them and will be confronted with the people who are testifying against them. They will also have the right to defend by a lawyer. Now, let's see, moving on to the Eighth Amendment. Cruel and unusual punishment. The government cannot use torture to punish people or make people pay unreasonably high fines or bail. People's punishment should fit their crimes. Bail is money people pay to get out of jail while they wait for their court date. Of course, if you're from around here, you know that. Now, the Eighth Amendment. Broken down. Whenever a civil case is heard in a federal court where the amount in question is over $20, the case will be heard by a jury and can only be heard one time. Suits in common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. So they cannot go back on a jury's decision. Now let's move on to the Ninth Amendment. We're getting close to the end. The Ninth Amendment. Unenumerated rights. People do have other rights even if they aren't listed in the Bill of Rights. The government can't take those rights away. Today, the Supreme Court makes decisions about unenumerated rights. Alright? Now let's see. There will not be extraordinary large fines. I'm sorry, I skipped over part. Just because certain rights are not identified in these amendments doesn't mean they are not others that still just as important. Okay? So remember that you have more rights, and rights are not privileges. Rights are different. Now moving on to the 10th Amendment. Right reserved to the states and the people. The federal government only has the power listed in the Constitution. If an issue isn't listed in the Constitution, states or the people can make their own decisions and laws about it. I don't know if you know that, but that's pretty cool to know. You might want to do a little more research, break that down some more. I'll give you a little bit more knowledge on it. Any power that has not been given to the federal government by the Constitution will be given to the state's government or the people. The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by into the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the other people. Now, like I keep saying, there is a difference between rights and privileges. Let me break that down for you. Rights versus privileges. Rights are freedoms guaranteed for everyone. Privileges have to be earned. And for an instance, a driver's license is one common privilege. Drivers have to earn it, and it can be taken away. Think of a freedom you enjoy. Is that a right or a privilege? How do you know that it's a right or a privilege? Explain, please. let's see. And this is my breakdown of the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights was written because some states didn't think the Constitution had enough information about the limits to the government's power, the rights of the individual people. Think about the agreement or list in the rules in your life, like those around you, around work, around your friend group. What is one amendment that you would suggest to make them more complete? And tell me why. And that is my breakdown of the 10 amendments, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or concerns, please do say so, and I hope you guys have a great night. This has been the Unfiltered American Oddities with Andrew Pearson, and I love all you guys. Y'all guys have a great night.
Come alive, candy paint gleaming, yeah, we thrive. Ooh yeah, boombox pumping, let the good times roll. Funk so strong, it's seeping in your soul.